Welcome to Chapter Break.
Today is ADDI episode, aka a deep dive into the show where we dive into the world of stories one book at a time. I'm your podcaster Azza. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Habsha.
I'm Rai.
And I'm Kyla.
Whether you're book a lover, a curious reader, or just here for a good story, you're in the right place. So grab your favorite drink, let's comfy, and let's uncover the magic behind the words.
Before we dive into all the bright places, let me share a fun fact about the author. This novel was written by Jennifer Niven, who happens to be the first female writer to make it onto the New York Times International Bestseller list.
Wow, that's awesome. It's a Jennifer Niven really earned that one.
That is true. The New York Times even called Violet and Finch a perfect example of the character we often see in the modern young adult.
Alright guys, now we're diving into our first segment. We're gonna talk about all the brave pleasures, not just the plot, but how it made us feel. The story, the character, and the conflict, everything that stuck with us. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. Honestly, at first I thought this gonna be just another typical love story, but the deeper I got, the more it hit me. The pacing is so slow, but in the best way, it's like we're being laid in the Violet and Finch emotional. They're both step by step. It's hard, but it's addictive.
Totally agree. Vince is such a wild character. I keep thinking, what's up with this guy? He's funny, strange, and low-key, heartbreaking all at once. You just know there is more going on under the surface.
For me, it was Bella who really got to me. Her grief feels so real. Like, you can truly feel her trying to pull herself back together. Uh, they, the way she slowly opens up again is subtle, but it hits you right in the heart. What I love the most is how their pain connects them. It's like they're two broken souls trying to find light in each other's. And the conflict, it's not just about them as a couple, but it's about their own personal battles. That's what made it deep for me.
Right? Vince pulls you into his mind, and sometimes it's a mess funny and chaotic, and then suddenly dark. But that's the point. This book shows mental health in struggle without over explaining, and it's powerful because of that.
And can we talk about those little adventures they take, like wandering through random places in Indiana? Might sounds like boring, but in the book, it feels like meaningful that those those both becomes part of their healing process.
And the ending, don't even get me started. I cried. I literally had to put the book down and just sit in silence. Too many emotions. That ending hit hard. It's not just about love or heartbreak. It's about life, survival, and the reality of pain. And knowing that it's based on Jennifer Niven's real life experience, that it made it even more intense.
Stuck with me in the most was the way the book makes you think how sometimes people close to us are struggling and we don't even notice. It makes you want to pay more attention to really see people.
Exactly. This book is just something you read, it's just something you feel. All the great pleasures is more than attainments. It's about loss, it's about hope, and it's about being someone's life even when you're lost in the dark.
Alright, now we're in segment 2 and things are about to get real. After reading all the Bridges plays, there's gonna be stuff that stuck with us, not just in our minds, but deep in the heart too. Personally, this book made me realize how important it is to actually see people. We're so caught up in our own stuff that sometimes we miss the signs that someone else might be struggling in silence.
So true. I've been thinking the same. We often just see the surface, right? Like, oh, she always smiling. She must be fine. But what if she actually feels holding everything all by herself? That made me reflect. Being a good friend isn't just about being around or the fun moments. It's about showing. It's about showing up when things get quiet and heavy too.
Exactly, for me, this book felt like a major wake up call. Vince may be a fictional character, but he represents so many people we label as well or too much. But really, they are just trying to survive. To survive. One big thing I have learned than just so fast. Sometimes the ones who stand out the most are the who are hunting the deepest.
Yeah, and I think this book teaches us how to handle loss, not just grieving, but learning to move through it. Violet that show us that it's okay to fall apart, but also that you can get back up. What hit me the most was how powerful connections can be. Finch and Violet were brought together by their pain, but they grew because they chose to be there for each other. And that taught me sometimes, even if we can't save someone completely, we can still be a small light in their dark. And that means something.
Seriously, this book made me question if I've actually been there for the people in my life, or if I'm just physically present but emotional check out. You know what I mean?
Right? And friends made me realize just because someone seems full of energy doesn't mean they are okay. We say stuff like, you're strong, you will be fine, but we don't always know what they're carrying inside.
Preach, and maybe, just maybe, we need to start being more honest about our own feelings too. Don't battle it up until it explodes.
And don't be afraid to reach out. For real, talking to just one person can make huge difference. You don't have to carry everything alone. To me, the most powerful message from this book is even in the darkest places, there's still light. Sometimes from others, and even sometimes it's from deep within ourselves. But it's there, and we're not alone. Alright guys, before we move on the next, more personal part, let's hit rewind for a sec. Looking back, our earlier convo about all the bright places, we've covered love from emotional roller coaster of the plot to the super raw and relatable character Finch and Fallon. Totally. And what stood out most for me is how this novel isn't just about two troubled teens. It's about how they touch each other's lives. Not in a perfect fairy tale way, but in the most real and human way possible.
Big yes to that. What really stuck with me is Fine's internal struggle. It's like there are so many people out there going to the same thing. Hiding pain behind a quirky or funny personality, and we don't even know it.
And the pacing too, it's not super fast, but that's the beauty of it. It gives us the time to really live in their world, but to connect and to feel what they feel.
Don't forget how this novel keeps putting mental health front and center. And sadly, a lot of people still don't take it seriously. That message hit me hard, in the best way.
For real, I gotta say, after chatting with you all, my perspective on the story shifted. At first, I thought it was just another teen drama, but now I see it so much more. It's like a wake-up call.
Same here. I'll become way more aware, especially when it comes to being present and show empathy. Sometimes we're so caught up and on life that we forget people around us are also fighting their own battles.
Honestly, this book taught me one big thing. If we can save everyone, it's okay. But that doesn't mean we should stop caring.
Exactly. And after this talk, I feel like I've learned how important it is to just listen. Everyone has a story worth hearing, even if they can't always find the word to tell it. We started talking about Finch and Violet, but somehow we ended up talking about ourselves too. That's what made this whole thing feel so deep and meaningful.
So yeah, to wrap this segment up, this book gave us life lessons about loss, about love that doesn't always heal, and about how powerful it is to just be someone who listens.
And I think this discussion helped us to new angles we may miss if we just read the book alone. That's the beauty of sharing stories.
Especially when the converse this easily. It really brings the story to life in a whole new way, like getting a full picture through everyone's lens.
And honestly, talking like this makes me appreciate emotional stories even more. They can totally become mirrors to our own lives.
Alright guys, before we sign off, we wanna leave you with a question that might just keep your thoughts spinning long after this episode ends.
Yup, here's something deep to think. Would you have walked a totally different path? Maybe reached out for help sooner or taken a different leap?
It's not an easy question. That's why we want to hear from you. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comment and let's keep going confirm.
Your perspective might just help someone else see the story in a whole new light. That's the magic of sharing ideas.
Before we wrap up, here's something to think about. If you were in the main character's shoes, would you make the same choices? Let us know your thoughts in the comment below. We love to hear from you.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Seriously, guys, your support means a lot.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe so you won't miss out on future book talks.
That way, you'll never miss out on our next book chats, hot takes, and maybe even some special guests.
Until next time, keep reading, keep feeling, and stay curious. Bye!